Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Making Plans Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this brand new cheat sheet, you'll be able to make plans in your target language and learn useful phrases like, when are we meeting? Would you like to join? And more. Second, the Talking About Family Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll learn all the must-know words and phrases for family, and you'll be able to practice writing the phrases out as well. Download it for free right now. Third, can you talk about space in your target language? Learn how to say star, sun, planet, and more with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, must-know words for energy production. Learn how to say solar power, battery, windmill, and much more with this 1-minute vocabulary lesson. Fifth, the 20 phrases for daily routines. If you can't talk about your day yet, this 1-minute lesson will get you speaking. You'll learn the must-know phrases, from talking about waking up and brushing your teeth to dinner and going to sleep. Sixth, free language learning audiobooks. Want free access to our huge library of beginner-level audiobooks? Then click the link below. Save the audiobooks to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get 35% off Premium or Premium Plus with the Power Up sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi everyone, welcome back to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. And in this video we're going to talk about funerals in Italy. Il funerale in Italia. Il funerale in Italia. Even though I hope you may never need this, I'm still gonna give you some vocabulary useful when talking about funerals in Italy, il funerale, and give you an idea of how it goes. Of course, it depends on the will of the deceased one, so it's really important to also check il testamento, the will, testamento. And then it could go two ways. There's the civil funeral and the religious one. The difference is basically that you don't have the part in the church, which is really similar to the wedding celebration as well. Either way, you will have la camera ardente, which is the funeral home that hosts the body of the deceased one. It's called camera ardente, so burning room, ardente, because in the past there were candles to light it up for the whole wake. Wake is veglia, so for the last greetings to the body, basically. It could either be in the house of the deceased one or in the hospital. Generally speaking, the bara, coffin, tends to be open so that you can see at least part of the body, even though it's not always possible. La veglia doesn't come with any food or drink, as I saw in some movies about, abroad celebration. Here there's nothing, and basically just some music sometimes. Before getting to la sepoltura, the burial at the cemetery, al cimitero, depending on which ceremony you chose. If you have the religious ritual, then you also have a stop at the church, and there you have la messa, so the mass with the blessing of the priest. And before that, actually the day before the funeral, there is il rosario, the rosary, which is just like a way of celebrating, a way to commemorate. There are some memories told about the person, and that's supposed to be in the church of the area where the deceased one used to live. And it's late at night, not super late, but like 6 p.m. So even people that cannot actually participate to the funeral can still go and pay their condolences to the family. It's easier to attend because it's late at night, while the funeral could be in the morning as well. At the cemetery, around the coffin, sometimes there are corone di fiori, so flower crowns, and then fiori, flowers, can also be found on the grave. Sulla tomba is the grave. Recently, something that is also really common is la cremazione, so cremation, you know, when the body burns. But in any case, you may want to know what to write on a sympathy card or even what just to say to someone that just lost a loved one. And that's condoglianze, condolences. It could be sincere condoglianze, sincere, sentite condoglianze, heartful, sentite condoglianze, le più sentite is like the most felt, heartful condolences, or profonde condoglianze, deep. If you want to write more and be more formal, then let's check together some examples. A basic phrase could be le nostre condoglianze a te e famiglia. Our condolences to you and your family. Then if you want, you can add an adjective like we were saying before. Possano le nostre preghiere, may our prayers, aiutarvi, help you, aiutarvi, in questo momento difficile, in this difficult moment. Possano le nostre preghiere aiutarvi in questo momento difficile. May our prayers help you in this difficult moment. Sono onorato di aver conosciuto, and then you put the name. I'm honored to have met, name. Sono onorato di aver conosciuto, name. Mi mancherà immensamente. I'll miss him or her incredibly. Mi mancherà immensamente. Le parole non possono esprimere il dolore della perdita. Le parole, words, non possono esprimere, can't express, il dolore della perdita. Loss is pain. Le parole non possono esprimere il dolore della perdita. Words can't express loss is pain. Possa però la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness, possa la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness relieve it though, però, possa però la nostra vicinanza alleviarlo. May our closeness, our support, relieve it. Or possano i ricordi dei momenti felici confortarvi. May memories of happy moments comfort you. Possano i ricordi di momenti felici confortarvi. Or lastly, something that you can write even on the card together with flowers. Possano questi fiori, may these flowers, giungervi come un gesto di supporto durante questa tragedia. May these flowers come as a gesture of support during this tragedy. Possano questi fiori, may these flowers, giungervi come un gesto di supporto, come to you, convey to you, un gesto, a gesture di supporto, of support, durante questa tragedia, during this tragedy. Given that, I hope you won't need to use these phrases. If you want to learn even more useful expressions, just click the link in the description, download our PDF lessons, and sign up for your free lifetime account if you haven't done it yet on italianpod101.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Ciao ciao. Hello everyone, welcome back to italianpod101.com. My name is Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy. Mi chiamo Daisy, and in this video we're gonna talk business, meaning we're gonna talk about business culture in Italy. La cultura aziendale in Italia. La cultura aziendale in Italia. Azienda is used to refer to a business, so an agency also. Aziendale is the adjective that comes from the name. Therefore, cultura aziendale. First things first, let's introduce ourselves, right? So you want to say your full name if you are the first one of your company to introduce yourself. Otherwise, if someone else from your company is introducing yourself, you just want to go with the name. because you want to show that you are close. So you don't want to put emphasis on your surname instead of the one that already introduced himself, or on the company altogether. Like the company has to be the center of the attention. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi chiamo Desiree. Mi occupo di. Mi occupo di. My position is. I'm in charge of. Literally, la mia posizione è. But you wouldn't say that. You just say mi occupo di. So I take care of. And then you say what you do. Also, if someone else is introducing yourself, they probably already said your name. So you just say piacere di conoscerla. Piacere di conoscerla. Or just piacere is also fine. What I want you to notice here is that I said piacere di conoscerla, which is the third person singular, and that's the language that you want to use in business. Unless the person you're talking to says that he wants to be referred with the tu form, dammi del tu, dammi del tu, give me the you form, or mi dia del tu, mi dia del tu. Saying that with the formal way, unless that happens, you want to stick to the third person, because that's the formal language. So, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Example. Tell me, mi dica come posso aiutarla. Cosa posso fare per lei? Cosa posso fare per lei? What can I do for you? Even though I'm saying lei as third person, I'm referring to you. Tell me what can I do for you, but not addressing you directly, always using the third person. Speaking of greetings, before COVID, we used to shake hands with everyone new we met. And especially be careful because the bosses have to do that first. While they do that, you can do that with the other people that are there as well for the other company too. But then only after your boss, you greet the boss of the other company. But I think that's just common sense everywhere, not just in Italy. But yeah, we do handshake, not right now because of course there's social distancing. And sometimes, since this is really the core of this video, since business is really based on human relationships in Italy, sometimes there's even a hug, because it depends how many times you've seen the person. In fact, since human connections are really important, le relazioni umane sono molto importanti, you need to go through the small talk. So, you talk about family, famiglia, or the weather, or come è stato il viaggio? How was the trip? How was the journey? Assuming someone came to visit you. Oggi fa proprio caldo. Today is really hot. Or have you heard about hai sentito che? So meetings don't really start right away talking about business. You have to get into the mood, to just greet the other person, meet them, like you were friends. So you talk a bit about weather if you don't know what to talk about, or if you do know them, then maybe you ask about the family or a specific condition they went through or something else. Small talk. Also, meetings are not always made to talk business, meaning that sometimes it's just to meet the other person. And then if we do like them or if they like us, then you talk business through emails, for example, or later on the phone. The meeting could end with you not touching on the business topic at all, or even not deciding proper things. What I mean is the meeting is made to brainstorm, to produce ideas, to confront yourself with the other person. So don't get mad or confused if the meeting doesn't have a proper decision at the end, business-wise. Also, meetings often take place in restaurants, meaning during lunchtime or dinner time, so you can drink wine while you're working. Bere del vino. Offrire del vino. To offer some wine is really common. I would say it's a must. So if you invite someone like a business partner, then it's up to you to pay for them as well. Here too, remember, don't talk business before the main entry at least. okay? Talk about storie personali, personal stories, anecdotes, or just something that you did over the weekend. Also, remember the dinner could be late as well, like 9, or in some southern parts, even 10. Speaking of time, let's specify that Italian office hours are usually 9 to 6 with an hour break in between, like usually from 1 to 2, okay? But you do not want to do business in August, like you don't even suggest a meeting, or during a Catholic holiday, of course. Let's talk about punctuality. I know that you may say that it's not really important, like we do allow some minutes of lateness and that's okay, but I wouldn't say more than 15 because that's really the maximum. And I think we got it from the university time. Check the video on school if you want to know what I'm talking about. Il quarto d'ora accademico, it's allowed, but no more than that. We've talked about meetings and about what to expect from them, but what you really want to pay attention to is the dress code. So let's admit that you want to dress to impress, right? Because even though Italians often say that l'abito non fa il monaco, dress doesn't make the priest, literally, so you shouldn't judge from appearance, l'abito non fa il monaco. Even though we say that a lot, la prima impressione è quella che conta. First impression is what counts. La prima impressione è quella che conta. So you do want to dress to impress, but I'd say quality over originality. Of course, depending on the business that you're in, because if it's fashion, you want to go all in. But generally speaking, I would say that men have to stick to dark colors and like just a few accessories, maybe a watch, and that's it. Like, of course, the wedding ring if you have it. And for women as well, you may want to have accessories like ring, necklace, or earrings, or even brooches on your jacket. But I would say not all of them together, because you still want to be discreet, formal, and I repeat, quality over originality. As you know, we're kind of like into brands, fashion brands. So, yeah, dress code. That will also help you to make not only a good impression, but bella figura. Fare bella figura means to have a nice figure, literally, but it means to have a nice impression overall. So not just your appearance, but also your way of behaving. For example, you want to be formal but also friendly, right? As I said before, be careful about the form that you use, and also about buongiorno and buonasera. For example, buongiorno, good day, buonasera, good night, like if it's evening, good evening. You don't want to say salve, for example. Salve, it's a greeting that a lot of people think it's formal because you don't really use it with your friends, but it's actually not. Because it comes from Latin and it just meant like hi in Latin. So nowadays, a lot of people care about the fact that it's not completely formal. So don't use that, not even in emails. Emails that, let's remember, must be answered within 24 hours if you want to do a bella figura again. There's no gift giving culture in Italy. In business, of course, then there are souvenirs in between friends, but not in business. Like, for example, in Japan, it's common to bring gifts from one company to the other, but in Italy, we don't do that. But really, really important is coffee. For example, if I'm inviting you to my office, I do want to offer you coffee. I will have it at my office, or I'll ask you if you want to stop by, like before getting to the office, or do you want to just get out the office to get some coffee? Because coffee is really what we think of like when we say hospitality. So if we want to be nice, we offer coffee. Now, this leads me to talk about not only relationships between businesses, so agencies or different people that still haven't met, but let's talk about business culture inside the business itself. Meaning that, okay, there is no gift giving culture, but you want to offer something for your birthday in the office. For example, you want to bring some pastries or something to share with your colleagues. Colleagues, which is colleghi, colleghi di lavoro. Or you may want to pay for the coffee if you're going to a bar, to get something in the morning. So sharing is really, really important in Italian business. Sharing, condividere a meal, condividere un pasto with some business partners, but also condividere del cibo with your colleagues. Share some food with your colleagues, or just make a brindisi, make a toast. Like, for example, you can bring some wine and just have some with your colleagues during lunch or at the end of the day. You also want to bring something to celebrate, for example, your retirement or your wedding. You want to make sure your colleagues know. It's really, really important to share because that makes us feel like family. So coffee break is really also important inside the business. I can ask you, if you're my colleague, cosa fai questo weekend? What are you doing this weekend? I can ask you this on Friday and then on Monday. So how did that thing went? Come è stato il weekend? It's really important to have genuine connections inside the office. Of course, that means that sometimes you may hear some gossip, let's say, but after all, we're just a big family in business as well. Siamo una grande famiglia. We're a big family. Of course, everything I said depends on the company and on the size of the company, because that's also really important. Because if it's like, just a small group of people, you can get more familiar with them. Otherwise, if it's like hundreds, of course, it's harder. But still, what I said, I think applies to any group of work in Italy. So I hope this gave you an idea of what to expect if you have to deal with an Italian business partner, or even if you get into an Italian company, for example. So let me know in the comments if there's something that happened to you that kind of shocked you or that you didn't expect. Like, I heard someone saying that about drinking wine during working hours. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you haven't done it yet, you can sign up for your free lifetime account on italianpod101.com. Just click the link in the description and download our PDF lessons to be able to have even more real Italian conversations with native speakers. I see you soon. Ciao ciao.
Pesce. Fish. Pesce. Pesce. Fish. Pesce crudo. Raw fish. Pesce crudo. Agnello. Lamb. Agnello. Agnello. Lamb. Carré di agnello. Rack of lamb. Carré di agnello. Dottore. Doctor. Dottore. Dottore. Doctor. Sono un dottore. I am a doctor. Sono un dottore. Agente di polizia. Police officer. Agente di polizia. Agente di polizia. Police officer. Agente di polizia in uniforme. Police officer in uniform. Agente di polizia in uniforme. Insegnante. Teacher. Insegnante. Insegnante. Teacher. Insegnante di inglese. English teacher. Insegnante. d'inglese. Impiegato. Employer. Impiegato. Impiegato. Employer. Impiegata. Female employer. Impiegata. Venire. Come. Venire. Venire. Come. Venire verso. Come towards. Venire. Verso. Vedere. Sì. Vedere. Vedere. Sì. Vedere qualcosa. See something. Vedere qualcosa. Preparare. Make. Preparare. Preparare. Make. Preparare il caffè. Make coffee. Preparare il caffè. Usare. Use. Usare. Usare. Use. Usare una webcam. Use a webcam. Usare una webcam. Pesce. Fish. Agnello. Lamb. Dottore. Doctor. Agente di polizia. Police officer. Insegnante. Teacher. Impiegato. Employer. Venire. Come. Vedere. Sì. Preparare. Make. Usare. Use. Potere. Can. Potere. Potere. Can. Poter mangiare. Can eat. Poter mangiare. Zero. 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 Numero zero. Number zero. Numero zero. Uno. One. Uno. Uno. One. Un'ora. 1 hour. Un'ora. Due. Two. Due. Due. Two. Dura 2 settimane. 2 weeks long. Dura 2 settimane. 3. Free. 3. 3. Free. Sono le 3 in punto. It is 3 o'clock. Sono le 3 in punto. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 angoli, 4 corners, 4 angoli, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 mele, 5 apples, 5 mele, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 cose, 6 things, 6 cose, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 giorni su 7, 7 days out of 7, 7 giorni su 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Un ragno ha 8 zampe. A spider has 8 legs. Un ragno ha 8 zampe. Potere. Can. 0. 0. 1. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8.
How are your Italian listening skills? First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end.
Un uomo e una donna stanno parlando. Cosa non è successo all'uomo? Ehi Giorgio, bentornato, quando sei arrivato?
Ieri sera.
Ah, ho capito. Com'è andata in Thailandia? Sembri un po' stanco. È stato un viaggio di lavoro faticoso?
No, le trattative sono state molto semplici, ma il viaggio di ritorno è stato terribile.
Cosa intendi?
Beh, ho confuso l'orario di partenza con quello di arrivo e sono arrivato in ritardo per l'aereo.
Veramente?
Sì, ma se fosse stato solo per quello, sarebbe andata bene. Poi mi hanno rubato il portafoglio. Il colmo è stato quando ho cercato di usare la mia carta di credito, che non era dentro il portafoglio. Ho scoperto che era scaduta e quindi non l'ho potuta usare. Così, alla fine, ho dovuto aspettare 15 ore per prendere il volo successivo. Sarebbe stato meglio se avessi potuto alloggiare in un hotel.
Mamma mia, ecco perché sei stanco.
Eh sì,
Cosa non è successo all'uomo? Un uomo e una donna stanno parlando. Cosa non è successo all'uomo? Ehi Giorgio, bentornato, quando sei arrivato?
ieri sera.
Ah, ho capito. Com'è andata in Thailandia? Sembri un po' stanco. È stato un viaggio di lavoro faticoso?
No, le trattative sono state molto semplici, ma il viaggio di ritorno è stato terribile.
Cosa intendi?
Beh, Ho confuso l'orario di partenza con quello di arrivo e sono arrivato in ritardo per l'aereo.
Veramente?
Sì, ma se fosse stato solo per quello, sarebbe andata bene. Poi mi hanno rubato il portafoglio. Il colmo è stato quando ho cercato di usare la mia carta di credito, che non era dentro il portafoglio. Ho scoperto che era scaduta e quindi non l'ho potuta usare. Così, alla fine, ho dovuto aspettare 15 ore per prendere il volo successivo. Sarebbe stato meglio se avessi potuto alloggiare in un hotel.
Mamma mia, ecco perché sei stanco.
Eh sì,
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to create long-lasting habits for language learning. Our lives are governed by routines and habits, and a lot of the time we're doing things out of habit without having to think or motivate ourselves. So what if you could do the same for language learning? You can easily slide in, start learning without needing to push yourself. If you could, you'd succeed with the language. And that's why today you'll discover 1. How habits work, 2. Tricks for creating strong habits for language learning, and 3. How to create your own habits. How to create long-lasting habits for language learning. Part 1. Tricks for creating strong habits for language learning. Is language learning a habit for you? If not, then you've probably tried and struggled with creating that habit. Why? If you think about it, the way our behavior works is, if you get a good result or reward, you do it again. And if you get punished, or if you don't see a good result, you tend not to do it again. So we're all kind of wired to want results, to stay motivated or see progress. But with long-term goals like language learning or fitness, for example, it takes that time to see some results. So it's understandable why it's hard for learners to make language learning a habit. You can come up with a nice routine on paper, but if you can't physically stick with it, it's kind of useless. The trick is to keep going until it becomes a habit. So what should you do to create a habit? Well, there are a few tricks for that. First, set a specific time and location dedicated to learning language. That could be your house, a cafe, or on the train. The reason you should start with time and location is because many of our habits are ruled by time and location. If it's 8 p.m., we know it's dinner time. If it's midnight, it's time to brush your teeth. And if you're at the office, a location, it's time to work. And if you're at a gym, it's time to work out. So by doing this, you give yourself a plan to work from. If it's 8 p.m., you automatically know to learn language in the set place. The second tip is similar to the first. Create an environment that's good for language learning, where it's easy for you to learn. As mentioned earlier, location can set the theme of your behavior and habit. If you're in a library, you're more likely to read. If you're at the gym, you're more likely to work out. So you can turn a room or a corner of a room into a learning space where you can easily pop in and start learning without getting distracted by TV, your phone, or a pile of clothes on your couch. Again, your environment can make it easy to stick with habits, or it can break your habits. For example, if you want to work out, if you had a gym on the first floor of your building, it'd be much easier to go, right? But if it was 5 blocks away, then it's out of your immediate environment and not as easy to get to. Similarly, if you decide to learn a language on the couch and next to your TV, it won't work out as well because your environment isn't suited to learning. You'd want a place with no external distractions. The third thing you can do is piggybacking or habit stacking. In other words, combining a habit that you already have with a new one that you want to have. So take a look at your existing habits and routines throughout the day. For example, let's say you commute to Want to speak more of your target language? Then you'll need to know more words and phrases. Except the problem is, memorizing word lists is painful and boring. But the good news is you don't have to memorize for hours to boost your vocabulary and speak more. You can glance through our printable visual flashcards and easily master over 1,500 of the most common words. How to learn the 1,500 most common words with visual flashcards. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. How to get free access to visual flashcards, 2. How to learn words easily without painful memorization, and 3. Why these flashcards help you acquire words faster than typical word lists or digital flashcards. But first, if you're not a member of our language learning system, which gives you free access to this special resource, then be sure to sign up for a free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account right now. First, what are visual flashcards? Visual flashcards are printable, illustrated flashcards that teach you over 1,500 of the most common words across 60 topics. Just download the PDFs, print them out in two-sided format, cut out the flashcards, and start learning. Now, how can you learn words fast with these flashcards? The best way to learn anything is not to cram or memorize for hours a day, but to go through and review the words for just a few minutes a day, every day. That repetition is what locks the language into your memory, and eventually you'll get used to the words like it's your own native language. Also, all flashcards include an image for each word, so your brain can easily create a connection between the image and the word and help you remember it better, instead of just relying on text, as is the case with most digital flashcards and word lists. Third, here's how you learn with the visual flashcards. After printing and cutting them out, you can go through the cards and review them for just a few minutes a day. Also, be sure to read the words out loud for speaking practice. You can also test yourself by looking at the meaning and trying to recall the word in the target language. If you don't remember, just flip the card over to get the answer. You can also have a friend test you. And you can place the cards on the objects they represent around your home. So for the card for the window, you can tape that to the window, and you'll quickly memorize the word after seeing it a few times. So if you want to speak more of your target language and add over 1,500 words to your vocabulary, download our printable visual flashcards right now for free. Just click the link in the description to sign up for a free lifetime account and get free access. If you're a beginner language learner, you've probably already realized just how many words there are that you need to learn, and you already feel overwhelmed by that thought alone. How is it possible to learn thousands of words when you can't remember the few words you learned last week? Well, the good news is, if you're a beginner, you don't need to know thousands to start speaking the language. How to learn the 100 most common words on loop. In this guide, you'll discover 1. Why 100 words is all you need as a beginner, and 2. How to master these 100 words without painful memorization with our free study tools. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. First, why are 100 words all you need as a beginner? Because overwhelming yourself with 1,000 words is not a good way to learn. And because of something called the 80-20 rule, or the Pareto principle. This states that 80% of your progress and results will come from just 20% of what you've done, meaning you'll get the best results from focusing on a few things instead of trying to do everything. In the case of language, learning the top 100 words helps you understand a lot of the language. So instead of overwhelming yourself by learning all the words, many of which you won't hear in daily conversations, you'll get much better results by focusing on the top 100 words, like you, this, that, today, Friday, and so on. And you can easily learn 100 words in a month if you learn around 3 to 4 words a day every day. In month 2, you can learn 100 more and slowly build your way up. Second, how can you do this? You can learn the 100 most common words with our learning system. When you join, just look for the vocabulary menu and click on 100 most common words in the drop-down menu. This study tool is 100% free for all members. For each word, you get a picture, the audio pronunciation, and an example sentence. You can simply review this list for a few minutes a day. Write the words out in a notebook, or you can use our slideshow tool and master these words without painful memorization. Just click on View Slideshow and sit back and follow along. The slideshow will play one word after the other, along with the audio pronunciation, the meaning, the image, and the example sentence. You can also set it to play the target language only, without the translations. And even better, if you set the slideshow to play on loop, you can keep the words playing non-stop until they're stuck in your brain. Just imagine, you could spend a few days listening to the words on loop, master them all without hard work, and speak a lot of your target language. So, if you want to master the 100 most common words with our free word list and slideshow tool, then sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. You want to learn and speak the language, and you know that you need to learn more words so you can speak more, except memorizing words is boring and painful work. But what if you could skip that hard work and quickly review words in minutes a day and actually remember them in the long run? Keep watching. How to learn words fast without forced memorization. In this guide, you'll discover one proven tactic for learning words, which is much easier than brute memorization. 2, why you'll actually remember what you've learned. And 3, how to pick up hundreds of new words every month with one tool that all serious language learners love. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. So, what's the best way to learn words if you want to avoid the hard work of memorization? It's called spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is where you see a word today, then you see it again tomorrow, then in a few days, and so on, so that your learning gets spaced out over time. Spaced repetition learning is backed by science and helps you actually remember words, because first, you need repetition to learn anything. And second, you need to space out the learning over time, because your brain remembers better every time you come back to review. And that's something that won't happen if you spend hours cramming today only, which is also why you forget everything after a test that you've crammed for. So, how can you take advantage of this learning method to learn more words? Well, there's a study tool that all serious language learners love. It's called Spaced Repetition Flashcards. And you can find our flashcards in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. Inside, you already have the 100 must-know words deck prepared for you, so you can jump in and start learning right away. You can also make flashcard decks from words and phrases presented in our lessons, the 2000 core word list, words saved in your workbank, and our free vocab list. Just click on Study and Start Session to start learning. Third, once you start, the flashcards track your progress and sort your cards for you. So the tough words that you struggle with, you'll see them more often in a study session. And the easy words that you get right, they'll start getting spaced out. You'll see them again in 2 days, then 5 days, then 13 days, and so on. At which point, these words will start going into your long-term memory, and you'll never forget them. Once you're done with the study session, that's it for the day. And all of this takes just a few minutes. Then your flashcards will remind you when to study again and start introducing new words while spacing out the ones you already know. And that way you can easily master hundreds of words a month just by quickly reviewing words for a few minutes a day without the hard work of memorization. So take advantage of our flashcards right now. But if you don't yet have access to our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. Remember, here's what you can do to learn all of these words by heart. Drill these words with our spaced repetition flashcards, which will help cement these words into your long-term memory. Save them to the word bank, your personal vocabulary collection, where you can print out your own study sheets, or review the words with our looped vocabulary slideshow, and play it until you know all of the words. So click the link in the description right now and sign up for your free lifetime account to get these lessons and study tools. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.